Hey, so we're going to talk about Destined Rivals. And the question is, were we wrong about Destined Rivals? Now we have some English cards revealed of Destined Rivals, and we'll be going through them and see if we are really wrong. So my views of Destined Rivals initially, before the release of the artworks, was very high. I had high expectations of the set, but when the artworks came out, it was almost a big disappointment, because the artworks were just not in line with what I've expected and what the market has expected. Firstly, the SIRs were not that great from Glory of Team Rocket set and also from Heatwave Arena. So as a whole, the SIR lineups for Destined Rivals weren't great. I mean, in terms of artworks, you can probably only say that Cynthia's got Chomp and Ethan's Ho-Oh, maybe they're decent, and Team Rocket's Mewtwo SRR, that was really the topic of debate. Was that a decent card or not? I would say it's decent, but it wasn't amazing, and that was probably the main reason. And today, some more card art reviews and some previous artworks reviews. Let's take a look at how they look in English. Firstly, this Orbeetle. Let's start with the worst one. Did not like it, even in English. I don't think it's a great card. 1 out of 5. So that doesn't change. You know what? This Ho-Oh's full art card with the trainer, it actually looks good in English. And it's decent. I mean, I wasn't a fan with the ghost style theme of the trainers behind the Pokemons, but this one looks decent. And you know what? This one looks decent. Even the one with Giovanni with Nidoking and Mewtwo, they're kind of decent. And I think over time, I might actually like it going forward. Now let's take a look at the SRRs. I'm not sure if this is the real image, but there doesn't seem to be texture on this particular card. But nonetheless, I said it that in English and in the Japanese version of it, it looks decent. You know, it's a good card, probably a 3.5 out of 5. And English, I think it's gonna do well. It's gonna be one of the top chase cards, at least in the top 3. That's where I see top 3 valuable cards. And Mewtwo EX, lots of texture, looks decent. Still debatable. Some people really don't like it. They said it's terrible angle, but you know what? I actually think it's decent. I still think this card is around a 3.5 to 4 out of 5 for this particular card. It's probably gonna be the most expensive card in Destined Rivals, if not maybe second. I don't see this as number 3, but I might be wrong. This could be the most expensive or the second most expensive. And out the gates, now that you know lots of cards are just tanking a lot, I do see this card perhaps starting off at the $400 mark, maybe even close to 500. And then upon release on the 30th, as more and more of these cards are pulled, this card will tank. This card will tank to 300, even below 300. And in the short term, at least when reprints are still happening, it will probably sit between 200 to 300 in that range. I don't see this card dropping below 200. That's just my view. So it will probably sit between 200 and 300 in the short term. And then once reprints come through and are gone, this card might start climbing up again towards above 300. And then eventually 400, 500. That's sort of my take. So, you know what? It looks decent. Even in English, it looks decent. And I like to hold one and maybe pull this card. And yeah, it looks good. And then the other cards that are coming out, let's just skip to the main ones. Not much. It's a decent card. 3 out of 5. Again, 3 out of 5. Yeah, not much difference. Not really a fan of the simplistic artwork of the character. So maybe that's 2.5 out of 5. Okay, let's check the other ones. Different style, simplistic, but you know, neat. So maybe 2.5, 2.5. Skip that one. For trainers, okay. Now let's look at this Ethan Solo. Now that's high definition. I think this, yeah. So top 3 cards on my list, definitely Ethan Solo, Cynthia's Garchomp, and then Mewtwo, Team Rocket's Mewtwo. Definitely the top 3 cards, without a doubt. And I think there's a higher likely chance that Ethan's Hoa will be the 3rd most expensive card. 2nd would be Cynthia's Garchomp, and the 1st would be Team Rocket's Mewtwo. But 1st and 2nd place might switch a bit. That's sort of my expectation. Okay, it's a good card. You know what? I thought this was, I wasn't gonna like this card initially, but you know what? It has 2 of my, or 2 nice Pokemons in the card, so I think this card is also gonna do well. It might be one of the, what's this? More expensive character SIRs, trainer SIRs. So this, out of the trainer SIRs, I think this one will be the top card. The other SIRs aren't that great. And similar views, I mean, this is a cute card. These are 3 out of 5. If only this was the promo card for the ETB, but it wasn't. It's a missed opportunity. And then this Crobat. You know what? Initially I had bad views about this, but after seeing the texture and focusing on the details, this might actually be the 4th SIR that I think would do well. So after Ethan's Hoa, I think this might be the next one. I'll have to see how the Motorist card looks like in the English set, but I don't think the Motorist and Nidoking are better than this Crobat artwork. So it'll be interesting to see. Actually looks quite nice with the texture and the patterns. So overall, I think it's positive as we get towards the set. I still think this might be a high B tier set, maybe a low A tier, just based on my previous videos of ranking the Scarlet and Violet sets. It's still gonna be probably the top main set of Scarlet and Violet, but if we bring in the specialty sets, it's weaker than all the specialty sets. Prismatic Evolutions being at the top, followed by 151 and Paldean Fates. And Black Volt and White Flare would also do quite well. I think Black Volt and White Flare will be at least an A tier set, and Destined Rivals still, I think it's going to be a low A tier set. Okay, that's all I got. Catch you next one.